Hey guys, a little bit of breaking news. Donald Trump's legal team telling an appellate court today that the former president cannot secure the $464 million civil fraud bond that he needs to pay to the state of New York in time for him to do so. That's a $464 million bond that also includes $100,000 in interest racking up every single day. Today's concession by Trump's legal team raising the possibility that State Attorney General Letitia James's office could begin to seize the former president's assets unless the court agrees to halt the judgment while Trump appeals the verdict. Trump's lawyers saying in today's court filing that ongoing diligent efforts to secure a bond in the judgment's full amount is a, quote, practical impossibility, adding that those efforts have included approaching more than 30 surety companies through 4 separate brokers. Unless the appeals court agrees to either stop the judgment or allow him to post a bond for a smaller amount, Trump's deadline for securing a bond in his civil fraud case is March 25th. And March 25th, as you guys just mentioned, same day that in the New York hush money criminal case, there'll be another hearing in that case for Donald Trump's lawyers. They say, look, we've gotten more than $100,000 documents in new evidence. We have to have time to review this. They're asking the court for a 90-day delay. The judge on March 25th will decide whether that delay is pushed back further. Right now, that trial is set to begin in mid-April. Back to you.
Mike Carter, appreciate the update. Let's continue this discussion now on the Alvin Bragg case against Trump. Many are accusing the Manhattan DA of lawfare. That is, of course, using the legal system as a weapon against their political opponent.
And if it is lawfare, how much effect could this trial actually have? A new political magazine Ipsos poll suggests a conviction in the Manhattan trial could turn off independent voters, with more than 1/3 saying a guilty verdict would make them less likely to support Trump in the 2024 election.
Okay, well, joining us to discuss, 2 attorneys who understand the political implications of the legal system better than most of us do. Former U.S. Attorney from Washington, D.C., and the former Chief Counsel of the Senate Rules Committee, Joe diGenova, plus former Chief Counsel of the Senate Intelligence Committee and Senior Justice Department official, Victoria Toensing. Vic, I'm going to start with you here. Let's talk about this documents dump and Trump trying to get his team ready for this case here. Do you think there's something else going on at hand here, that maybe the prosecutors going against Trump are doing this on purpose to try and give them this boatload of information to make it hard for them to defend?
Well, here's the history of this. This whole case is built on a deck of cards, and the joker is Michael Cohen. Remember when Michael Cohen pleaded guilty, and he had a bunch of counts that he had because he lied to banks? But the Southern District of New York, which is a Trump hater, put in a count that was not against the law, the payment to Stormy Daniels. They wanted to work with it. They wanted to see if they could make a case out of it. And they could not, because the Federal Elections Commission looked at it and said, we're not even going to fine Donald Trump for saying legal fees for those payments. But who did they fine? They fined Hillary Clinton for calling the Russia money legal fees. They fined her over $100,000. So what this is, what the Trump legal team wants, is the documents from the Southern District where they were making all the decisions, basically, finally, not to prosecute Trump for the same thing that Alvin Bragg is now prosecuting him for.
Yeah, Joe, why do you think Manhattan DA Alvin Bragg is moving forward with this prosecution?
Well, he doesn't have any choice now. I mean, he's made a terrible mistake by indicting it originally, but he can't dismiss the case now. But what Victoria said actually affects Alvin Bragg in a very severe way. The reason the Southern District of New York did not turn over these documents to Alvin Bragg sooner was because they are exculpatory. They are going to help President Trump in Alvin Bragg's case. And Alvin Bragg is furious about this because he didn't want them turned over at all. And finally, the Southern District turned them over. And now Trump's people deserve at least 30 days. It should be at least 60 days, in my opinion, perhaps the 90 days that they're calling for. But everybody has to remember this. The reason the Southern District didn't give those documents to Alvin Bragg sooner is because they are exculpatory. And that is what is going to throw the wrench into Alvin Bragg's case.
Certainly seems like more lawfare at hand happening here, as we've seen time and time again against these cases against former President Trump. Joe, Vic, thanks for coming on.